My name is Ayana Sade, community organizer, pleasure activist, and artist. So as a community organizer, I use art as a way to pull people together and streamline creativity and healing. Who am I? I'm an artist, I'm a healer, Jamaican, African-American, queer, woman of color, black. Bliggity black. I feel super driven by our youth. I feel driven by like the children, my son. I feel very driven by Black women, Black queer women, Black people, our creativity, our innovation. I'm driven by my history. I'm driven by the excitement of the future. I'm driven by ideas and the creator and community. Okay, so my community work that I have been focusing on has been a lot with New Voices for Reproductive Justice, and it's been really, really exciting. So we just finished Personal is Political, which was an artist showcase, and it was a mic and a mixer, and so it was like an opportunity to just gather all the creatives and community change makers and just community to be in one space and begin to like build connections around the solutions that we have already created, just to create more support. But what I'm mostly driven by is creating healing spaces where we can collectively heal. Community care is really, really something that I'm interested in, and I've been doing a lot of work around. So I have an event called The Gathering that I also do. So I'm always community organizing, whether it's with my organization or it's on my own time. And my way of doing it is through pleasure and rest and joy. And I think that it's a privilege to be able to organize at this time. I come from like a line of organizers. Like my grandmother is like super, like she's our head. You know what I mean? So she is. Yeah, she's a very strong woman, but also like she's an innovator and a historian and an organizer in her own way. She was like very much so into the Black Power movement, very much so about us understanding our nationality, being Africans in America. And so I come from a long line of people creating solutions and people leaning into solutions, and people being able to look and be inspired by what was going on and deciding that they were going to do something different. As an artist, I'm a sound healer. And so basically a lot of my events that I curate are around music. I'm a sacred sound artist. And so a lot of the events that I curate include community care, include ways that we can all just like talk and be together. I really feel like community is how we heal. You can't heal like by yourself. And so I think that with so many things that's happening right now in the world, we are now just post-election, and I feel like it is giving us the opportunity to see how real in the world that we live in the country that we live in. And so it's like a perfect time to really just lean into our prayer, lean into our community, and lean into the work that we've already been doing and just create more support around it. I curate a lot of spaces that include music and food and folks like healing. And so I have this event called The Gathering that I've done, and that happens usually by equinox, like every equinox or solstice. And it's around the intention of music and stories and sound healing. So that's what I do. I think that it's very relevant to reproductive justice, because I think that when we look at Black women, we look at the history of Black women and all that we are always expected to do and all that we do. It's important, and it's an honor and a privilege to do it from a space of rest, to do it from a place of pleasure, to organize with our pleasure in mind, because the work is always going to get done anyway. So I think that when we make space and time to also take care of ourselves, that empowers our work. So I love working with the leaders in Pittsburgh, because I feel a specific responsibility to them to make sure that they are taken care of, and that the work that we do in a larger scale is being like supported. So it's like with my work that I do with New Voices for Reproductive Justice, serving the community and serving Pittsburgh as a region is a privilege of mine, and I really love to do it. but also I really enjoy our leadership development programs because I get to work with women and folks in films that are really like doing the work and that just need more support or just need like, more connections. And so, yeah, it's a privilege. It's really exciting. And I think that it's directly connected. Okay, so reproductive justice is really, really important to me. And I feel that because of the role that I'm in, especially now, it gave me so reproductive justice has given me a framework to discuss the experiences that we have in America. It's important for our society to understand reproductive justice because without women, there's no future. There's no children, there's no complete families. Like, I think once the women are taken care of and the way that we deserve to be taken care of, everyone else gets nourished because everyone's already being nourished by Black women. So yeah, but like between culture, style, flavor, it's even just in a household, you know what I mean? Women are the core and the backbone of life as we know it. Principles I think that need to be embodied more is community care. I'll say community care, love, understanding, but I'll start with community care. I say community care because we really have to exist in the world together. So it's so important that we take time to understand each other by, just little things like listening to understand and being patient with each other. Like, I think like we need spaces where we can heal and we can grow together and just be ourselves. I think that the world that we live in, there's a lot of places where we have to level ourselves with our expectations a lot. And so being able to just have time to just be yourself around people that see you and that love you is really important. So I think restoration, yeah, these things are really, really important. Places where we can heal and places where we have time to like honor a divine of our own understanding, honor a God of our own understanding. I think those things are really, really important. I actually feel like we're on the road. I feel like we're on the road to the world that we want to live in. And so now it's just a matter of us getting curious. It's a matter of us listening to that little voice that's inside of us and just really leaning into rest. I say that so much because I think that a lot of people are dealing with a lot of anxiety and depression, and a lot of it has to do with like not resting well, not eating well, not being well. And so I think that if we just focus on being well, eating well, living well, praying well, whatever that is to you, that everything else literally will line up. So I literally feel like we're on the road. Like I see it. I see a change. I feel the change. I think that people are taking their energy more serious, the way they're taking care of themselves more serious. So I would like to see that continue. I think the biggest barriers is, especially in the Pittsburgh region, is a lot of us, it's hard to connect with communities sometimes. Like it's hard to like penetrate or to connect. I think it has to do with the bridges. I think the biggest barrier is a lot of us are doing our work in silos. And so I would like to see more of us working together, community organizers working together, healers working together, artists working together, so that we can reach more people. I think that there is some it's like a separatist, like a disconnect sometimes with people, what people know about like what's happening in the city. Sometimes things could be happening and other people don't even realize it's happening, not because they wouldn't go, but because they just didn't know. And so it's like, I think that's the biggest thing that's separating us, because a lot of people are outside with solutions like that are working. So there's a lot of organizations to connect with right now that are doing the work. So now it's just a matter of like doing the work. So what we have done to like create more solutions around the problems that I've experienced here in Pittsburgh is we intentionally collaborate with other organizations that are doing the work that we're doing. So with the Personal is Political, we were able to like really pull in amazing community partners like TAG, like True Tea, like The Future is Black with Takumba, like Dawa Mama, who is a healer. So she was able to like brew special teas for women and the people inside of the event who wanted to like really just relax and lean into like being with each other. Yeah, like, and I want to say empower, but like work with other artists and create experiences that is human-centered so that folks can just show up as they are. We had a massage therapist. So yeah, I think the biggest thing is like a lack of information. And so another thing that we're working on too is like political education and community care is our biggest things for the next like year. So I think that what we've already done is rehearsal was political, which was really, really lit. And then what we're doing in the future is more community events, but also like educating people around policy, around how they support their community and getting certain things met, certain needs met, so that we don't have to we can just understand how things work a bit better. The best way to support reproductive justice movements, I think, for now, for sure, connect with New Voices, Reproductive Justice in Pittsburgh. Connect with other organizations that's doing the work that you align to. I think everyone needs to get in their lane and go with people that are doing what they're doing. So if you're into healing arts, make sure you connect with other healing artists. You know what I'm saying? If you're into really understanding policy and how policy works, get with folks that, you know what I mean, are connected to that, and just see how you can serve the community organizers, programs, and also organizations that are already existing. So Pittsburgh has a lot of organizations, or a few organizations I would say, that is really doing the work. And I think the biggest thing is connecting with things that align with what feels right to you. And I think, collaboration is everything right now. Collaboration with organizations that you see is doing the work, like New Voices Reproductive Justice. We are open to everyone. So folks, if you're interested in how to get bills passed, or you're trying to understand policy or how local government works, connect with us. If you're a creative and you have something that you want to share, and you have an idea that you feel would be helpful, connect with some of our leadership programs. If you are curious about reproductive justice, connect with our RJ Ignites that's coming out again next year. We have a lot of programming that's coming up. I think just connect with us, and that is the good deed. That's the way to stay connected. You can follow us on IG. You can go on our website. But right now, IG is the best way to connect with us, and stay connected. So wellness plays a very big role in my life, because I feel like that is the way that we sustain our work. That's the way that we sustain the fight, is by taking really, really good care of ourselves. So I'm always checking in with myself. And I think that I love that there's so many people talking about therapy and sound healing. And, this is really trending. And I say it's trending because this is what I always have done. And so I'm happy to hear that people are like, yes, yoga. And you know what I mean? It's like, yes. Let's all stay on the road to taking care of ourselves. We are the vehicle that's going to carry us to the next stage. I prioritize by really staying within my spiritual practice. That's really a really big deal for me. So I try to really let my spiritual practice be a non-negotiable. So, everybody has their own way. And so, that's my way. It's non-negotiable. I don't play about this, just staying connected with my ancestors, staying connected with, staying connected with my folks. My recommendation to all of our artists or activists or our folks that's out here is to really prioritize taking care of yourself. I think that it's wise to create a regimen that supports your personal care. So if you like to take baths regularly, make sure you're taking your weekly baths or daily baths. You know what I'm saying? I think a morning's regimen is awesome. If you are one of them people like to pray when you wake up, just make sure that you're doing that. If you're one of the people that need to be around family and love your family or your friends, make sure that you're prioritizing and planning around your joy and your peace. I think that's really, really important, especially nowadays. Just staying connected with intention and really prioritizing it by creating a regimen, by planning for it. So plan for it. Make a plan for it. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna start exercising. When are you gonna start exercising? What day are you gonna start exercising? What time? What does that actually look like? If you feel like, dang, like because I feel like a lot of people are suffering with like loneliness. That's like a thing that I hear a lot. So make time to go be around people that are doing fun things. Check in, like, people are doing events. Go support them, pull up, make friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think just really, really prioritizing your self-care is the best thing that I recommend. Is like, just prioritize it. Set a time, set a date, put it on your calendar, set boundaries around it. And yeah, that's the biggest thing I recommend. I would say definitely tap in with New Voices Reproductive Justice in Pittsburgh, okay? If you're in Philadelphia, tap in with Philadelphia. If you're in Cleveland, tap in with Cleveland, because we have some really just like impactful programming that's coming. We have some really dope experiences that are coming up. And I think like if you want to work alongside your folks and you feel like drawn, like pull in, you know what I'm saying? Pull in, pull up. And yeah, follow us at New Voices RJ on IG. And if you're interested in the work that I do personally with my practice, my sacred sound practice and stuff like that, follow me at Ayana on IG.